Start record?
Yeah, record.
Yes. Nobody in the other room? Yes? Getting a little warm in here. Yes. Open the window. Open the door.
If I block the speaker, AC is down for. Okay. Are you listening?
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bharatu Sahaviryam Karavane Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Very happy to be here. And after a long time, I think I had come before the pandemic. So it's been about 3 years at the very least, maybe 4, we don't know. And last time also we had spoken, we had had a talk on the Bhagavad Gita. This time also we will do that. Deepa was talking about her love for Pratignya Gita, which is a set of verses, I think 9 verses, compiled by Swami Shivananda. And the word Pratignya means it's a promise. Everybody makes promises. I will be your BFF. What does that mean? Best friend forever. That's the promise. Right? Until death do us part. Another promise. I will always do this for you. Third promise. One more promise of, please come in. Promise after promise after promise after promise. Lots of promises. Then we know how those promises end up. Those promises end up how? Leaving us with the short end of the stick. Leaving one disappointed, annoyed, frustrated, dejected, rejected, injected with fear and all kinds of emotions. The local promises are difficult to believe, are difficult to trust, because they are fraught with endings. Every promise ends in an excuse. Yes, I really meant to do this, but ... Honestly, I would have been there for you, but... And you can fill in the blanks. ... I wish I had not done that, but... ... This is what we are used to. And in a way, this is the definition of samsara. Broken promises. And starts at a young age. The mother and the father wanting to keep the child quiet, say something. If you are quiet, you will get something. And then afterwards, I never said that. Oh, we may have just said that to keep you quiet. But now that the goal has been achieved, we don't have to do that. So, because of these kinds of experiences in the everyday life, why everyday life? Every year life, year after life. Everyday life, every month life, every fortnight life, every week life, yes. One grows up into a calloused individual. The calluses are the place of hurt repeatedly, over which some hard skin has grown. The skin in the form of distrust, disappointment, and layers after layers of self-protection. It's almost like one has made a promise to oneself now. Before, all the other promises were to oneself, they were made to me, and they were broken repeatedly. And now I make a promise to myself. And what is that promise? Never shall I trust anybody again. Ever again. Never ever. And one feels safe because one is in this cocoon of calluses, hardened, not expecting anything. Because only when you expect, you get disappointed. So why expect? Don't expect anything. Don't expect anything, and don't give anything either. So when you give, you feel like receiving. When you give, you look around to see who is giving back. It's no fun to give without getting back. It seems to be human nature. So give, and then what? Keep an eye out. Who is giving me back? And then what? Nobody seems to be in a hurry to give it back. And therefore, what? I stop expecting completely. I don't want to give. Because the heart is hardened totally. Because only when I give, then I'll expect. So I won't give, I won't expect. This is why perhaps a poet said, 4 walls do not a prison make, nor do the iron bars of a cage. We are in prison. This is a form of prison when you can't give, when you don't want to give, and you don't want to receive, or you want to receive, but you tell yourself you don't want to receive because you don't want to be hurt. This is called samsara. Some sorrow or the other. That is what it is. And it is a dangerous state of affairs when we are living in the world of 8 billion people and we find that we can trust fewer and fewer and fewer people. That's not a very nice state of affairs. Yet, despite all these calluses, despite the scales of self-protection that we have built up, like all these defenseless animals that have scales, what are they called? So, ant eaters, armadillos, then what else do we have? Other scaly things, the whole reptiles. That's the only protection. Otherwise, they are soft, and then the scales help them to live their life free of predators. Other things, thorny things like hedgehogs and porcupines. The predator comes and tries to bite and not very tasty, and then you have to go in search of some cream to heal the mouth. And still, despite disappointment after disappointment, despite fear after fear, despite repeated experiences of betrayal, pain, sorrow, still the heart does not want to stop trusting. The heart wants to trust. The heart wants to open. The heart wants to love. The heart wants to be one with everything and everybody. Even though the head knows, please come. Even though the head knows something different, the head knows that it will be disappointed, but yet the heart is not willing to listen, wants to open, is very much not just wanting, but desperate to be trusting again. That tells us something. That tells us something which is the message of Vedanta, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita. That is in fact the message. And the message simply is that all that is here is non-separate from you. The divisions that we have between myself and another, one type of division, the division that I have between myself and the world, the Jagat, another kind of division. The division I have between the world, between myself and God, Ishvara, third kind of divisions. All these divisions come to one and culminate in just one and only one division, the inner split between the person wanting to trust, wanting to be with everything, everybody, wanting to not have conflict, wanting to be at peace, and the person who is calloused, hurt, tired, in despair, dejected, disappointed, and in a state of apathy about any kind of oneness. This is the inner conflict. This is what is depicted so beautifully in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, this is Arjuna's sorrow, his lament. Even though his brothers, and he is aware of that. Many people are not aware that they wish to trust again. Many people are unaware of it. They are not aware of wanting to be one with everybody and everything. But Arjuna is a sensitive soul. He is aware that there is a deep divide in himself, at having to fight a war with his own people, a war that even Lord Krishna, who is presented in the Bhagavad Gita as Bhagavan, you have so many uvacha. Uvacha means said. Dhritarashtra uvacha, Sanjaya uvacha. Sanjaya said, Dhritarashtra said, Arjuna uvacha, but Sri Bhagavan uvacha. It's not Sri Krishna uvacha. Krishna is presented as Bhagavan, as Ishvara. It is a war that even Ishvara could not prevent because of the force of karma. The force of karma was so thick. And what do you mean by the force of karma was so thick? The force of karma was very, very unrelentingly big. Because what is karma? Karma is also Ishvara. Karma phala given by Ishvara, manifestation of Ishvara, the order of karma is Ishvara. Ishvara cannot go against her own order. And so the war could not be prevented. And on the battlefield, his lament is very, very clear. He's mourning the loss of the side of the royal family that was together all the time. But due to greed, due to certain adharma means wrong ways of being, wrong behavior, a behavior that is not in keeping with who one really is. Very difficult to. People think it's easy to not be dharmic. It's actually very difficult to go against dharma because the natural tendency is to do the right thing. So imagine you have to go against the flow to do the wrong thing. And therefore, Arjuna's distress is about not being able to be one with everybody. Not only that, but having to fight and possibly kill his own people, cousins, uncles, all these people. He tries everything, nothing works. That's why we love Arjuna so much, because everyone is an Arjuna. After trying everything possible that is in our own hands and failing miserably, finally we think of Bhagavan. Finally we say, please show me the way. By this time, Bhagavan needs cough drops because Bhagavan says, I'm hoarse telling you what to do. I'm sitting in your heart and I've been telling you what to do and I'm hoarse. I need some lozenges for the throat. Have you listened? No. Listen means you've not even heard, let alone listen. I am in the form of your own inner voice. I am the indweller of your body, mind, sense complex. And I'm guiding you all the way. But yet, since Ishvara is not an object, and what we want and the kind of conviction we want is to connect to an object. Object means person also. We want to objectify. We want to have certain interaction. We want proof. We want something to get us by. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita are divided into two general topics, but we can add a third as well. The general topics, first is the vision of Vedanta. And what is the vision of Vedanta? That you are one with everything, that you are a non-demanding, appreciative, objective, sensitive, contented person. You are one with everything. And what one calls God, which appears very odd, is really the truth of yourself. That which you call God is non-separate from who you are. This is the highest and ultimate teaching that can be found in the whole entire universe. Nothing can improve upon it. If somebody says, I have Vedanta 2.0, it's improved. Come to me. I hope you will say no thank you. Because what is Vedanta? You are wonderful. You are the best, east or west. You are the greatest. Your nature is to be contented. Your nature is to be happy. Your nature is to be comfortable being who you are. Can you improve upon that? Can you argue with that? Yes, you can. You can say, yes, I'll differ. I beg to differ. What will the person arguing say? I'm not whole. I'm not free. I'm not Purna. I'm Apurna. I am not of the nature of contentment. Then what are you? Discontented. And you will only look bad if you argue with Vedanta. It is a knowledge which cannot be improved. It is a knowledge unlike any other. It is a knowledge that cannot be compared to anything else. It's a knowledge that cannot be argued with. Somebody asked my Guru, Pujya Swamiji. They asked him, what would you do if Adi Shankara or some other Adi Shankara like Avatara, who was very skilled in Vedanta and extremely wonderful and had an improved way of teaching. What would you do if he were to suddenly appear now? And Swamiji said, I couldn't do anything. Then they persisted because they didn't like that answer. They wanted to know more. What do you think he will say to you? They said. And Swamiji said, he will say, Shabash beta, you are doing a very wonderful job. Means, congratulations, my dear one, you are doing a wonderful job. Nothing to say. Nothing more to do. Even if Adi Shankara were to come here now, he'll feel happy that so many people are attending and listening. He would feel very happy. There's nothing to argue. And it's the last resort. There are many resorts in the world. Mauritius, Bahamas. What else is there? So many islands. Destination weddings are getting popular. But then there's the other thing that is getting popular is destination Vedanta. You're keeping on organizing these things in Mauritius. in here, in there. Until recently, honestly, to tell you, I didn't even know the spelling of Mauritius. Really? How do you spell it? Where is it? That's how it is. So, after all the resorts have been tested, tried out, after they are tried out, what happens? They are dried out. Yes, that's all it is. Tried out and tried out. Because what is a resort really? You go there, there are some places we just have mountain. You get you're filled up with mountains. You come back to the same old. The next time you go, snow. And you come back. Same old. Nothing has changed. Another time you go, water sports and everywhere. Here some water, there some water, everywhere water. Come back. And what else is left? Desert. Yes. Go sand. Come back. No. Yeah, I have gone to one place where it's a combination of combination of water and mountains. Very popular. Snow and ice and snow and desert. So many combinations can be there. Even the combinations are just again finite. So after all the resorts have been resorted to and their limitations seen, we come to Vedanta. Sometimes kicking and screaming, sometimes dragged by the significant other. Sometimes because there is nothing else that can be done. Then this is what happened to Arjuna too. He tried in everything. Even in the war in the beginning, it was okay. He strutted around the army and inspected. Put some more gel in his mustaches, make them a little more stiff and scary to the enemy. Frenemy, actually. Yeah, because they were all friends before they became enemies. Then he started, he then saw all the elders in whose lap he had played. Grandfather, Bhishma, uncles, all kinds of elderly cousins, etc., relatives by marriage, relatives by birth, all these people he saw. His heart sunk into his stomach. And even though there was no doors, it was out in the open in Kurukshetra, he heard a knocking sound. It was his own knees. Fear gripped him. And depression gripped him. Kind of sorrow that knows no depth. A bottomless sorrow he was under the grip of. Heart was torn asunder. Such a great warrior, commander-in-chief of the army. There is a saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And here he is enrolled in the army. You can't just leave. That would be a dereliction of duty. It's actually a punishable, even now it's a punishable crime. You can't just leave. It would be a dishonorable discharge. If you're in the army or the air force or navy, you can't just suddenly leave because you feel like it. In a way, it's good, it's discipline. So he can't leave. The war has been declared. Everybody has sounded the kettle drums, and everybody has blown their conch shells to show that the war has started. He can't leave. That's not an option. But in the Hindu dharma, the Hindu tradition, there is always an honorable discharge. What is that? Sannyasa. When in doubt, get out. He already thought, I'm in Kurukshetra, not very far to go to Haridwar, Rishikesh. No, 2-3 days by walk I can reach. Can sit there under a tree. Which shade of orange will suit me best? My complexion. Maybe there is Prime Amazon delivery. It can come quickly. And I will wrap myself in the robes of no duty. Nobody to answer to. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just sit under a tree with my calloused, burnt heart. And with all my disappointment, my resentment, my grudges, my fears, and my tears. He made plans and talked about the plans. Krishna shot them down with word arrows. Kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitham anarya jushtam asvargyam akirtikaram arjuna klaibyam masmagamah partha naye tattvayupapadyate kshatram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktvottishta parantapa. I don't think any translation is needed. Get up. What are you doing? Mr. More of the same. And that's when the sannyasa plan, even though it was ill-conceived, but then that was his plan. That was his go-to. When that was shot down with a shower of word arrows by Arjuna, by Krishna, Arjuna became very sad, very upset. He had reached the last resort. What is the last resort? The feet of the Guru. Last resort. No other resort after that. No other resort is there. Last resort. And that's when he says, he understands. This is a problem even a warrior like myself, who considered myself extremely smart, extremely savvy, extremely wonderful, cannot solve. I need help. And this is actually a very intelligent understanding. I need help. Why? Because I'm not getting it from any other place. I need help. And therefore, I have understood that I'm not thinking clearly. I have understood that I'm not behaving properly as a result of not thinking clearly. I have understood also that I need to be helped by you, and you alone can do this. Shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Shadhi and shadi are two different things. One thing shadi.com, that's a different thing, right? Shadi means marriage. Shadi means teach me. I am your Shishya. And this means what? That when the calloused heart refuses to respond and is in a terrible dejection and fear, sorrow, and it's a very private sorrow, because who can you tell? And even if you tell, who is there to listen? Well, let's be frank about that as well. They look at their time, they look at their phone. Phone is watch, phone is everything. So they look at their phone. Can we talk about this later? They will say. How can you tell? It becomes a private sorrow, it becomes a sad story, it becomes a heavy burden, a secret rock that you are carrying in your chest. Very difficult. How to tell? And if you start telling somebody, they will have twice as more stories. Maybe that's one way to feel better, because like, oh, this is that's what happened to one of the PhD students who had an advisor. And she said, she came to me and said, I'm having a very difficult time, what to do. I'm not feeling well and I had some difficulties. She came from a Indian family where the family was very, pushing her to get her degree quickly. Pushing her and saying, why aren't you studying? Why aren't you studying? It's not that she wasn't studying. She had some health issues which she didn't want to tell them so that they would not worry. So she said, what to do? I said, you should go see your advisor and see if you can have one more semester to finish this off. And she came back with a long face. I said, how did the meeting with the advisor go? So the advisor called her in and said, I'm about, she said, how are you? Just polite. And she said, oh, I'm having a really hard time. I'm having these difficulties. I'm being treated for this sickness and I'm afraid of telling my parents and they are pushing me to finish my degree. And the advisor said, that's nothing. I'm about to divorce my third husband. And I'm fighting for custody, and the custody battle with the second husband is still on with the children from that marriage. And then I'm really, really upset because my promotion is not coming through. For whatever reason, it is held. And then the book that I wrote has been rejected by 3 presses. Do you feel better now? I guess so. Thank you very much. This is how it is. Is nobody to talk to? Who are you going to tell? And therefore, here, Arjuna's surrender to Bhagavan is a teaching moment for all of us. That this Bhagavan, who is Lord Krishna, is not there just for Arjuna, but for everybody. He is Lord in the form of the teacher, and this is something very, very beautiful. That's when he says, Aham te shishyaha. Shishyaha te aham. I am your student. This is the correct way to approach Bhagavan, to approach somebody you want to be your teacher. You don't wait to be chosen. Maybe the guru will choose me. This is not a high school prom. All right, yeah. Get out of the spiritual romanticism. I want to be chosen. What do you mean you want to be chosen? There is no generic guru. There is no generic guru. Who is there? There is because one has a shishya, one is called guru. By the shishya, not by everybody else. Shishya is a relative term, Guru is a relative term. For that Shishya, the Shishya invokes the Guru as Guru. That's all it is. Because Vedanta is not taught until it is asked for. The person has to come and say, I would like to study. Because people sometimes don't know what they want. Make me feel better. That's not the job of the Vedanta teacher. Whose job is it? Your own job. But the teachings of Vedanta will definitely make you feel better. Definitely. Because they tell you the truth about yourself. So this tells us a lot about seeking help from a teacher and why the teacher is chosen, what purpose the teacher is chosen. And Arjuna gives up his dream of becoming a sannyasi because it is not correct. Why is it not correct? He is not ready. Why is he not ready? Because his heart is full of sorrow, raga and dvesha. Raga, lot of preferences, strong preferences, dvesha, strong biases, strong prejudices, strong dislike against things. So because of this raga dvesha, because the heart is not pure enough to receive this knowledge, the raga dveshas must be first be taken care of, because they are the source of, they are what is causing the block, the calluses. Because the same calluses are coming in the way of looking upon the teacher and the teachings with trust. The teacher itself is distrusted, means where else to go, right? Nowhere to go. And so somewhere there must be a place to put this distrust. This is a psychological exercise, which is very important, which is there in the Bhagavad Gita. And I'll talk about that shortly. But before that, first, the two primary topics. First is the vision of the I as not subject to death is given, as not subject to destruction, either self-destruction or destruction from another source or destruction by some other people. Nothing. It cannot, the I cannot be destroyed. The I is not subject to death. The I is not subject to sorrow. The I is not subject to pain, fear, distrust, nothing. It's free of all. This is given. Have we understood it? No, because if we had understood it, then we would not need anything else. We would like to understand it. We would like to trust this, but we don't have, we need more proof. You can say we need more. We need to hear more. We need more preparation to gain the qualifications to understand this vision, which is the second topic of the Bhagavad Gita, called Karma Yoga. How to get rid of raga dveshas? The best way to get rid of raga dveshas is seva. Keep doing seva, keep doing seva. And people think seva means, karma yoga means doing work for free in an ashram without getting anything. And no wonder all the sannyasis promote it. Yes, come, you know. Instead of people, perhaps the sannyasi is seeing S signs, prospective sevak, 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 sevak. That's not the definition of karma yoga. Karma yoga is not work without pay or work without expecting anything. How can you do anything without expecting anything? How is it possible to do something without expecting anything? Nobody is a fool. Adi Shankara says, even if someone were developmentally challenged, they also would say, what am I getting out of this? Why am I doing this? They would also ask, rightfully so. So therefore, that's not the idea. So what is the idea? The idea is that I do work not in an ashram, even in my own house. I fulfill roles not without expecting anything. I fulfill all the roles without being an actor. I give up the status of actor to Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the proxy actor. I drag in Bhagavan and say, Ishvara, God, and say, you are the proxy actor. You are doing everything. This is so much there in the Indian psyche. You praise somebody, oh, you dance so well, you sing so well. They will all say, Guru's grace, God's grace. The blessings of my elders. Inside they may be feeling very happy. Yeah, I'm being appreciated. But at least what will they say? They will, this is there in the culture. You will say, no, this is all because of the elders. This is because of the Guru. This is because of God. You don't take on the agency, the status of being an agent of action. Then it becomes easier to not take on yourself as the producer of something and as the receiver of the results of action. If you're not an actor, how can you produce the results of action? You cannot. In fact, you cannot produce the results of action, period. Results of action come from Ishvara. You are not the author of action. You are not the recipient of the result of action either. That is the teaching. So you practice this by taking whatever comes as prasada. No English translation. You say prasada, that's all. Maybe you can say glad acceptance. Glad acceptance, you can say, and that's also not a correct translation, but you can try that for the time being. It's like going to the temple. One day you get a big laddu, ball of calories, sweet, fantastic. Next day you go, just a few drops of water. And you don't fight with the priest. Where is the laddu? What did you do with my laddu? You know I come here every week at this time. Where is my laddu? No laddu today. Only water today. This is there even in Christianity. They say taking communion, body of Christ, blood of Christ. You don't fight. That one got more Christ than me. I want little more. Whatever is there, it's a metaphor for being able to greet life with equanimity. That is Karma Yoga. Greeting whatever comes. Saying whatever comes is okay. Allowing it to be. But most of our lives is spent in stubborn non-acceptance of facts. What do we want? We want just something other than facts. We don't want to accept what is there. What do we want? We want what is not there. What is there, we don't want. What is not there, we want two helpings of. This is what happens. This is the problem. And so, Brahma Vidya, the first topic, which is the vision of the I as free of all encumbrances, even death, disease, death, physically, mental encumbrances, disappointment, fear, etc. Yoga Shastra, Karma Yoga, how to lead a life conducive to gaining this knowledge. The life that I'm leading, the sadhana must be in tandem with the sadhya. What is sadhana? Sadhana is the means. Sadhya is the goal. If the goal is this understanding this oneness, the meaning, the means should be what? Something akin to that. I cannot spend my time in divisiveness. I cannot spend my time reproducing anything other than oneness. So how do I get to the place of reproducing this oneness and living in this oneness? Is to reduce the raga dveshas and to do everything as an act of service to Bhagavan. This is my work is my form of worship. These are the two main topics. Interwoven in these two topics, we can add a third topic, which is peppered throughout the Bhagavad Gita, especially since the problem is one of human despair and dejection. This topic is called Pratigna, verses of promise. This is a very different kind of promise than made by BFF. BFF promise is what? Yeah, until it is no longer convenient. As long as it's convenient, and BFF, and then after that what? And I'm only BF, be farther and farther. BFF, yes. Stay away, be farther and farther from. First namaste, and then afterwards namaste away. Stay away. Yeah. Be farther and farther. Don't come near me. So this is not that kind of a promise. Why? Because it's a promise given by Bhagavan. Bhagavan's promise. What is this Bhagavan? The Gita itself says what this Bhagavan is. Because who else is to tell us what Bhagavan is other than Bhagavan? Not a person, not a guy in the sky. Beyond form, beyond gender, yet non-separate from each and every form, non-separate from each and every being. Everything that is there is pervaded by that which is in the form of my own awareness. What is this awareness? That which answers the question, are you here? Are you here?
Yes.
Yes. Why so? I saw most people having dinner upstairs, so that's not the issue. Are you here?
Yes.
Much better. What makes you say yes? Because I know I am. When you say I am here, that means I know I am here. It's an unending knowledge. It's an unending being. This unending knowing being, which is right now in the form of this body, mind, sense complex, that body, mind, sense complex, so many bodies, same being. I in you is the I in she, I in he, I in me. It's all one and the same. And when we talk of Ishvara, it is the same awareness, consciousness in a limitless body, limitless mind with no boundaries and limitless power, limitless resources, and that which appears as the infallible. We don't say infallible is God. That's a setup. That which is infallible is God. That which is inevitable, that which I cannot control, that which is beyond me, Bhagavan. And this is what is the author of these promises in this Bhagavad Gita. And we'll be seeing perhaps the most famous of promises today in a verse that I think everybody knows. And I particularly like this because it is coming in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita. How many chapters does Bhagavad Gita have? 18. So this would be in the 9th verse. And it is even in the middle of the 9th verse. So it's right in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita. We need such promises. A little pep up gives a little pep in the step. It gives a little ability to say, okay, I'm not alone. Okay, I'm growing. Okay, I'm on the path. Okay, I have not derailed. Some assurances to know that help is at hand. Because even though one is growing, even though one is on the path, the dejection one has carried from life after life after life after life after life is so thick and so heavy. It's like a fog. And so sometimes one needs assurance. So one such assurance comes in the middle of the 9th chapter. Ananyaschintayanto mam
Ananyaschintayanto mam
ye janah paryupasate
ye janah paryupasate
tesham nityabhiyuktanam
yesham nityabhiyuktanam
yogakshemam vahamyaham.
yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Together. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Vahami, I carry. In Sanskrit, you always catch hold of the verb. Here the verb is vah, to carry. Vahami, I carry. I carry for some people, not for everybody. For some people I carry. What do you carry? I carry yoga and kshema. What is yoga? That it's not standing on the head. That is one meaning of yoga. It is not karma yoga, which means a particular kind of lifestyle. Here yoga means it's a technical term which says the gain of that which is yet to be gained. What I want to gain, what I don't have, yoga. What I have and what I want to retain is also is kshema. Praptasya rakshanam. Apraptasya prapanam. If everybody here were to make a list of all the things they don't yet have and want to have, we would fill up very quickly, pages after pages after pages. This is all called yoga. And then if we were to make a second list, all the things I have but I want to protect, and that would also fill up many, 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 many pages. And it also includes getting rid of things that I have got but which I no longer want. In America, for those things, there is garage sale. My trash is your treasure. That's the logo of every garage sale. How did it end up in the garage? Because it was in the living room. Then from there it went into the family room. Then from the family room it went into the laundry room. And the laundry room is usually next to the garage. It went to the garage. It lost its allure. Because it never had any allure to begin with. That's why it lost it. Why did it not have allure? Because it's just an inert thing. And why did I find it alluring? Because actually what you wanted was you. You are the most alluring thing of all. But since you did not know that, there was a certain transference done, a projection done on the object. What you want is the subject, but one goes for the object, and then the object then ends up in the garage. That also is your under yogakshem. Things that I wanted, but now I want to get rid of. It could be so many things in the garage. Unwanted objects of art, unwanted appliances, unwanted spouses, everything. Marriage. So, not just things, okay? Then it also includes things that I don't at all want, and I want to always keep it at bay. Such as what? Wrinkles. Who wants wrinkles? Raise your hand. Nobody. At least we are honest. That's it. And then, so things like that. You don't ever want it, and you have to keep it at bay. This is all yoga. And if we look closely, the whole life is about getting what I want and keeping at bay what I don't want. Running towards things and running away from things. Sounds tiring, doesn't it? Always running after things and then running away from the things. It's another thing, another component of samsara. Running, without a goal in mind, without anything. Running towards, running away. Running towards, running away. This comprises samsara. And so, the whole life is this. Next life is also that. Previous life was also this. Nothing but running towards and running away. And Bhagavan says, stop. Give it to me. You don't worry about carrying this anymore. What does the individual say? No, I only want to carry it. It's like the person the lady with the vegetable seller who had this huge basket of vegetables. The basket was, much bigger than herself. Got on the train in some metro like Mumbai. Got on the train and everybody just lent a hand trying to put this on the ground. And what did she say? It's a made-up story. We can make it up as we go along. So what did she say? No, I don't want to put the heavy vegetable basket down. Why not? I don't want to burden the train. Train is already going. And the train is already carrying her. With the vegetables which represent Yoga Kshema. Cabbage yoga. Eggplant, which is neither an egg nor a plant. Kshema. Yoga Kshema. Even Bhagavan comes and says, let the bird go. But I'm already carrying you. No, I don't know. I just want to hold it. There is great fear in letting go. Because I can't trust. Nobody has carried my yoga and kshema even since I was a baby. What to talk about now? Sometimes one thinks it's a great mystery that one has even grown up this much. Despite the kind of childhoods one has, despite the kind of difficulties, despite the kind of abandonment, despite the kind of neglect, despite whatever has happened, one has grown to be a functional person in society. That itself seems like a very big surprise. And it is my hard-earned yoga, my hard-earned kshema. But you don't have anything in your bag. You're just still running. Doesn't matter. It's my hard-earned legs and I'm going to run. It's my muscles. You can't take away not only my wants, but my ability to go after my wants. Who am I telling? Bhagavan. Who has given both the wants and the ability to run after the wants. Both are, yeah. It's like a 1-year-old saying, I want to tie my own shoes. It can't even say shoe. Okay. So the 1-year-old who wants to tie his shoe and the mumukshu, there is not much difference. There is not much difference. Mumukshu, seeker of freedom. Not much difference. And so Bhagavan gives the assurance here that I will do this. Then you suddenly panic. Even if I were to trust you, what will I do with my life? Because what has been my life? Pravritti running towards, nivritti running away from. Pravritti, nivritti. That's why I chose as my life's goal, pray yes. What is pray yes? Pray for us. Yes, that's all it is. Anybody who chooses pray yes is crying out, pray for us. Pray yes is the fine art. Pray yes means pleasurable. If you choose something pleasurable, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants something pleasurable. But it is finite. It ends in a dead end. It's like you're driving, you go, it says detour, dead end. Then you take one more turn. Where is the highway? I don't know. Dead end. Third road, dead end. And then after that, I myself am dead end. Yes. And so, what will I do? If you take away my whole activity in life, going towards things, avoiding things and people, and then approaching towards things and people, what am I supposed to do? Your job is given in the first line. Your job is to move from prayas to shreyas. Shreyas is moksha. Shreyas is understanding this vision. Shreyas is living in this delight and this glory that is the truth of yourself. Shreyas is peace of mind. Shreyas is contentment. Shreyas is non-demanding, non-wanting contentment. A contentment that is not just, that doesn't just come by contact with a particular person or an object or an event or a place, but a contentment that is so much myself that is with me all the time. A contentment from being at home with myself, so that wherever I go, I am at home with everything, with everybody. That is Shreyas. Now, what do you want? Shreyas. Sometimes you ask a 2-year-old, it will always repeat the last word that is Prayers or prayers, prayers. No. Prayers or prayers, prayers. I saw this, because once I had gone somewhere for Diksha, there was this 2-year-old just dropped the water. And again it asked for water. And the mother said, are you going to drink it or drop it? It said, drop it. No. Are you going to drop it or drink it? Drink it. I was just repeating the last things. Prayers or Shreyas? Shreyas or prayers? Now we have all truly grown up, which is a nice thing. Shreyas means that, there is a sense of comfort connected to myself. I don't need validation from people. I don't need to be put up, by and dealt with by people. I don't need approval. How can I get there? Says study Vedanta. Study the truth of yourself as non-separate from Bhagavan in a committed way. It saves one from being committed. Truly it does. Yeah. That is what it is. Ananyaha chintayantaha mam. When the subject matter of the want in my life is knowing the truth of myself as non-separate from Ishvara, non-separate from everything, that is Shreyas. Ananya Chintana. Otherwise, God also becomes an object. I go to and then I worship and then there is a duality. There is always a duality, even with God. I go to the mandir, have darshan, and then what? Come back. I leave the problems outside, where the slippers are kept. Go to the mandir, have darshan, come back, wear the slippers, wear the mantle of problems, and come back again. And oh, maybe I can just live at the temple. If you live at the temple, the problems also come in the next time. They cannot be kept at bay for so long. The better idea is to see yourself as free to juggle the problems without getting affected, free to just be like a magician. And ananyaha chintayanto mam ye janaha paryupasate. Ones who worship me not as a being outside of themselves, but as the truth of their own self, as non-separate from ananya chintanam. And how to do this worship is to study the Upanishad, to study the Shastra regularly, repeatedly. That is the only way. And then tesham, for them, nityabhiyuktanam. Bhagavan covers all the grounds. The whole ground is covered because Bhagavan doesn't say, because you can say, yes, I attended a satsang in Mr. and Mrs. Krishnan's house. Yes, I have Vedanta. Tesham nitya abhiyuktanam. Nitya means always, always in this knowledge, reveling in this knowledge, studying this knowledge, being with this knowledge. For them, yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is the promise. And how do you know it will be fulfilled? See, a promise means it will have certain things about it. It will always have certain conditions. It won't just be a blanket promise. And here, this is a promise with certain conditions around it. What are the conditions? I have to see myself as a student of this knowledge. I have to actively pursue this knowledge. And when I'm actively pursuing this knowledge, the time that I usually spend running towards what I think I want and running away from what I think I don't want is much reduced. And that will create a lot of panic and fear. Where is the next meal going to come from? What is going to happen? That fear I have to be able to live with and to understand that everything is given. This is a very big jump. Everything is given. The bird builds an intricate nest for its babies. All soft inside, it will bring cotton and small feathers inside for the bedroom where the eggs are laid, and the other areas are hard outside. The predators cannot get in. It doesn't have a PhD. Yeah. And then after that, after the babies are raised and they have flown away, it doesn't advertise the nest on Airbnb. Nest B&B. It says tree view nest available. Look, or maybe house swap, going to South America and would like to see if there are any affordable housing. No, it just abandons it. It doesn't give it on rent. And then the next time when it flies back, it doesn't say, where is my house? Where is my thing that I built? No. Twigs are available. It will just pick up the twigs, build again. So carefree, so wonderful, so much. These are all our teachers. We can learn from that. Because they live under the laws of Bhagavan. Since they live under the laws of Bhagavan, there is no want. Everything is taken care of. Everything is okay. And I have to have that confidence, which comes from prayer, which comes from the study of the Bhagavad Gita. All is well, I am well. And this is something which is a prasada, which is a gift of this kind of surrender and this kind of study. The study and the surrender go together, because if the study is there without surrender, then the subject matter becomes irrelevant very, very quickly, because one's own self as the author comes out more and more. And so therefore, the surrender and the study is the best form of worship according to Lord Krishna. And with that, there is no way that one will not be looked after. In fact, one is already being looked after. We are not aware of it, that's all. Look at so many times in life, some things could have gone so much worse. Things could have gone so much badly, but they didn't. And one is taken care of. One is taken care of repeatedly. And when we see that more and more, when it is visible that everything is given, everything is having its own flow, and I need to be more and more part of the flow, because I have spent many lifetimes going away from the flow. When I go with the flow, how can I not become the flow? It's impossible. And first I become part of the flow. In time, I become one with the flow. That is my prayer for all of you. May you be filled with this knowledge, this sacred knowledge. May you never swerve from this knowledge. May you be filled with loving kindness towards yourself and all. Om Purnamada
Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Okay. Yeah, group photo. People want photo, just turn around. Turn around this way and somebody can. Wherever you're sitting, just turn around. Yeah, turn around. Stand on the couch or something. But first photo. But first photo since we have. Wherever you are sitting, turn around. Yeah. Turn around. Turn around and face that wall. Closer here. So come back. Come back as far back as you can. And turn around. Yes. Photo. Yeah. Photo. You want to be part of the photo too? Turn them also around. They will also be part of the photo. Yes, don't go away. Yeah, Jyoti, come. Everybody come.
It's set up on
Very good. Yeah. Do Arati. You want me to do Arati?
Yes,
Okay.
I will just like it.
You want help? Paul?
Then Swami will give the prashad. सूर्यो भामिनचन्द्रतारकम् नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति सुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वम् तस्य भाषा सर्वमिदं विभाति हर हर महादेव
Okay. Namaskar to all. Thank you. Now we will go.